haven't done one of these in a while. The last time was November. I've been doing a lot of non-project based videos lately, and so I've been working on some stuff in the background that I kind of want to show before I forget. I do want to start with a quick recap of finished objects. I'm not going to get into all of the finished objects I've done since November. That's what the Finishing My WIPs videos are good for. I think of the knitting projects that I've finished so far this summer, the one that I'm the most excited about is the Kilometer Scarf by Florence Miller. I can't wait to start wearing that in the winter. It's really cute and fun. It's just comfortable. It's such a basic staple item and it's so soft. I used Tahiti cashmere for it, held it double, and I got to learn the Turkish cast on, which is now something that I'm gonna try doing as much as humanly possible because I'm obsessed with it. It was just a really satisfying, clean, minimalistic project to work on, and I would totally recommend it for people that either wanna do a scrappy project where you're using up a ton of yarn, like switch those colors up, get some stripes going, or if you just want a mindless comfort knit. I'm pretty sure it's a free pattern. I'm 99% sure that's a free pattern. So if life's a bit hectic right now and you're maybe a tiny bit overwhelmed, that's a good go-to project that you can just pick up and set down because you're working stockinette stitch in the round the entire time. So once you get past the initial 2-3 inches of it, it's extremely mindless. Pippin, are you crawling into a bag? If you're new here, I have a cat named Pippin and a cat named Mary. They are both black cats, so they're hard to tell apart for people that don't live with them. And Pippin used to love being on camera, but now she's been more of a chilling by the tripod kind of gal. So she hasn't been on camera as much, but she's been right next to the camera. Something I just finished was a crochet project because I'm trying to keep up with crochet a bit. I realized I've been neglecting my crochet this year and I want to make sure that I'm not just forgetting that it exists and practicing because I don't want to lose that skill. I would like to get better at it, but at the very least, I don't want to get worse. So I ended up making a water bottle cozy because I really love my glass water bottles. This is a pasta sauce jar that I keep because I'm basically a millennial, honorary millennial, and I'm very particular about my water bottles, and I have found that my absolute favorite thing in the world right now, I bought these over a year and a half ago maybe, you can get screw-on caps that can fit on standard size jars. So I have a bunch of different sizes of jars. This is my favorite size though. And I have 6 or 7 of these jars and you just screw it on and boom, water bottle. But I don't always like having a glass water bottle out in the wild. I would like some amount of protection going on there. So I just have a sleeve for it that I crocheted. Just did this in an afternoon when I was sitting by the pool and I'm just in awe of the fit. It is the most perfect, satisfying fit. This I just did with single crochets, did a magic loop, did increases as I kept going, and once I got to the right size, did single crochets in the round until I was done. Super easy if you want to make a water bottle cozy. It also helps keep it colder for longer when I have ice and stuff in here, which is nice. But I have a thing with water bottles where I need to be able to see the inside of it. It's just a weird personal quirk. And this is the best of both worlds for me where I can easily slide this off if I get that feeling of I just need to see what's inside my water bottle. And in the world of non-knitting finished objects, I made, it doesn't look like much now, so I'll pop up a picture, but I made a tube top because I got a really gnarly sunburn right off the bat this summer and it hurt to wear anything. You know when you put on a t-shirt and you have a really bad sunburn and it just hurts? Yeah, I decided to make a tube top. I have no idea what kind of fabric this is. It's definitely a synthetic fiber, but it's incredibly stretchy and it's incredibly soft. I've made a tank top out of this before, a double layer tank top that I wear all the time. I love this fabric. It ages really well. I wish I knew the fiber content of it. Do you say fiber content? The makeup? The fabric? I wish I knew the material type, really. You know what this is? It's something that's just really soft and stretchy, but it's perfect for doing tank tops and such. So yeah, this is my new go-to when I have a sunburn tube top. Okay, and the last part of the finished objects section is I made a bunch of jewelry. I went to Minnesota not that long ago to visit my family. All my family's from Minnesota. And my mom used to make jewelry, so she has all this jewelry making supplies, and she has the nice stuff, the really nice stuff. And we sat down and made jewelry together for the first time since I was a little kid, and it was so much fun, and she was so generous, and I was honestly like, hey mom, you're gonna have to tell me how much is too much for me to be using your supplies, because I will just keep going. And I really had to rein it in and monitor some amount of self-control. But my favorite thing that I made, should I toss it? Which direction should I toss your paper? My favorite thing that I made was this necklace. It was really, you know, healing the inner child in me. As a little kid with creative endeavors like this, I was very type A, so I never would have made a necklace like this. As a straight up 5-year-old, I would have done like 3 white beads, 1 blue, 3 white, 1 blue, 3 white, 1 blue. It had to be consistent. There had to be a pattern. I would not have just like let go like this. So it was just really fun and it felt good. And I've been seeing necklaces like this online and I've been wanting one for ages, but I've been wanting like a nice one, not one with just really cheap plastic beads. But the really nice ones are weirdly expensive and I kind of refused to spend $150 on something like this. So instead I got to use $150 worth of my mom's beading supplies. It's also really nice to see just how high quality she went when she purchased beads, because I ended up going to various different craft stores like Michael's to see if I could get extra beads to do stuff with, and they were so cheap in comparison to what she had. So I ended up not really buying anything. I made this necklace and I made the one that I'm wearing right now and a couple pairs of earrings, and I think that's it. And I've been wearing these nonstop. Okay, that is it for the finished objects. Time for the whips, which is my personal favorite part. Some people have asked because they don't know. So a whip, when I say that, is a work in progress, any project I'm in the middle of. All right, let's start with my sewing ones because they're at the top. I have this pink fabric and I don't know if I'm gonna dye it or not because I have a video talking all about color palettes. I don't know if it's gonna be, it should be have already been released. I don't know if it'll release before or after this though. And this color I bought before, you know, being really mindful about my color palette, and it falls a little bit outside of it. So I might dye this fabric if I find that it doesn't work out, but I at least cut out the pieces to make a pair of shorts. I'm sort of using the Lane pants pattern and pattern hacking. I'm really pattern hacking in there because I'm not doing the pockets on the sides for this one. I'm just doing one back pocket for me to stick my phone in because I want it to be really just minimalistic and simple. And I'm doing the elastic waistband a little bit different, so it's going to be quite different, but I am utilizing the sizing from the Lane pants pattern so that I didn't have to start from ground zero. So far, all I've done is sew the pocket and cut out the fabric. Watch it take me literally months to finish this. Hopefully I can finish it before the end of the summer. Another sewing project that I'm working on is I want to do a banner. I think this style is called bunting, which feels British to me. It feels like a British term. I did a video where I talked about making fake Post-it notes, really fun, out of fabric, and talked about all the different methods for doing it. But in the process of making said fake Post-it notes, which adhere really well, I bought this like fusible substrate where you can basically turn any piece of fabric, scrap of fabric, whatever, into a patch. So I cut out various letters and iron them on to the bunting shape, whatever. Do you think we can get her to jump? She's not much of a jumper. And then I have this embroidery floss that I've just been holding on to for ages, waiting to use it up, and I'm finally using it up, and I wasn't sure what I should do style-wise. Let me grab the rest of these. I knew I wanted all the letters to be different colors, but I wasn't sure if I should do the embroidery on the sides in different colors. And my mom said that I should definitely do the embroidery on the sides in different colors. So that's what I'm doing, and I love it. I'm super obsessed. Great idea, Mom. So yeah, I've just been kind of having a great time working on these, and it's fun because it's really easy to do this like whip stitch. It is 2 pieces of fabric that I am sewing together on the edges, and it's this canvas material because I had bought canvas to cover up these wire racks that I have, and then I ended up not moving forward with that, so now I have a ton of canvas that I need to use up, and this is a great project to do that with. Anyways, like I was saying, because it's so easy, I ended up just working on it on a beach day with a friend of mine, and she was kind of curious about it, and she ended up doing an entire one by herself. I gotta find which one she did. Okay, it was really hard for me to find because she did such a good job with it, but this is the one that my friend worked on, and then my husband helped out with this one too and did a couple stitches in there. So I don't know, it's just kind of fun that multiple people have worked on this. And in case you haven't figured it out, the sign is meant to say happy birthday. I would really love to have reusable decorations, and I want to make sure that any decorations I do own can collapse pretty flat and don't take up a lot of space in storage. So I just want to have a happy birthday sign that I can throw up if I'm ever having a friend over and it's on their birthday, or it's my husband's birthday, doing it for my own because why not, you know? And to take away the pressure, I literally started working on this after all the big birthdays. And my last sewing project is, of course, all the way at the bottom. So let's drag that out. I've shown this one before. I have made no progress. Someday I will grit my teeth and get it done. But for now, it just exists here it hasn't started mocking me yet for not finishing it. So we'll wait until it really bothers me. But this is a lap blanket that I've been working on, and I'm just doing the top stitching by hand, which I do not enjoy doing, which is why I haven't been working on it. All right, that is the sewing whips. I have one crochet work in progress. So I mentioned before that I'm trying to use up this cotton yarn that I have a ton of. I have an entire bin of just this cotton yarn in different colors. And I decided I wanted to learn how to make a crochet spiral. So I looked up a video tutorial, and it's so much easier than I thought it was going to be. And I really love my crochet spiral, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I was really enjoying making the spiral. So I decided to make a second one, thinking, I don't know, maybe I'll make a bag. And I didn't really think that through, because what am I going to do for a bag for this? I'm stuck. I don't know if I should continue. I don't know. Should it be a circle bag? Should it be a square, a rectangle? Should I continue the stripes all the way to the edges if I do make it more rectangular? Or should I just do like a solid color and do a corner? So that whatever. I thought about just doing a circle bag because I think that would look the best. But then when I actually went through and tried making this into a circle bag, I didn't really think it through because it needs to have an opening and it's not structured. So the top, just the opening kind of flops over, which maybe is fine if that's the vibe you're going for, but it is not the vibe I am going for. Maybe I could have a little closure at the top, but that seems really fussy. So there's just a lot of decisions to make, and I'm really undecided on how to handle it. We'll see. For now, it'll just live in this bag until I get my shit together. Okay, time for knitting whips, which are my bread and butter here. All right, you might recognize this if you've seen some of my previous videos. This is what I am calling my Malaga sweater. Ba-bam, here's the Malaga sweater. And I promised that I would finish the cuffs. Don't look at the ends that I haven't woven in yet. I know, I made it sound like I was a little bit more finished than I was. I still have yet to weave in the ends on my sleeves. But both cuffs are indeed finished, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to add a border on the bottom or not, because when I finished it, it was really, really cropped, way more than I was intending. It didn't stretch out as much in blocking as I expected, and also because it was a paneled project, I couldn't really add to the length. Actually, that's not true. The way I did it, I probably could have added to the length just fine. I just didn't because I was lazy. Anyways, it was too cropped, so I decided I wanted to add a border on the bottom. So right now I'm kind of working on that and doing some ribbing. And I'm maintaining that pink color because I just want the pink to be consistent along the neckline and the cuffs and just have it be like a base of pink on a very, very colorful sweater. I'm hoping to get this finished up maybe today or tomorrow. I have my knitting group tonight, so I might bring this and try to weave in the ends and finish the bottom ribbing. So I might actually finish this today. That would be really nice. Luckily, I have just enough yarn to get it done. I did decide pretty early in this project that I didn't want to keep it, that it was a project I wanted to work on for the process alone, and I didn't feel the need to actually wear it. So I gotta ask around to people in my life, like friends or family that I haven't maybe given them sweaters yet, and seeing if anybody would actually like to have it, because it's possible no one will want it, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. I just think everyone I know has a slightly more subdued sense of style, and this might be a little bit loud for most of the folks in my life, but maybe I'll find someone. Can go to a good home. Okay, let's see. This is a very basic self-drafted sweater. Oh, this one is also self-drafted, by the way. Am I following any patterns right now? Just one, just following one pattern. Wow, that's fun. Self-drafted raglan. I just really wanted to do a project that has it has ribbing, and then I did a rolled hem beyond the ribbing. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of just stockinette stitch and did a regular bind off after I finished. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffy. I've been sick for a while. And I really love the look of it. I also realized I don't really have a ton of super basic knits, so I've been trying to do a little bit more of that. I have a lot of fun special knits, but I would like some staples in my closet. I don't know what the brand is, but years ago, probably 4 years ago on Amazon, I bought a ton of undyed sock yarn in this superwash merino, and it's like a really light fingering weight yarn, and I just haven't used it, so I figure why not try and use that now? I gotta stop saving this stuff because I'm clearly never using it if I'm saving it. And then I'm holding it double with a beige strand of, oh, what is this? Drops Daisy, no, it is the superwash merino, so it's not Drops Daisy. Drops Extra Fine Superwash Merino. because I had probably 3 or 4 balls of this in stash that I wanted to use up, and I ran out. So my initial intention for this project was I wanted to try and make there are a bunch of different names for it, but I think it's like a bolero. Essentially, if you take a sweater and you end it right here above your chest, or like very, very short, and the intention is it's essentially just sleeves with a neck hole. And I wanted to see if I would like it, and trying this on so far, I don't think I would like it, at least not in this construction. I might try doing a bolero or whatever it's called again, but I would most certainly do a different construction, maybe even something paneled or potentially side to side. However, just as a sweater, I'm really loving it. So I'm gonna pick up some more of the beige yarn. I didn't start out with a lot of it because, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a full sweater, but now that I am, I definitely need to buy more yarn. Pippin is so distracting. She's just too cute. She's just walking around with a ball of paper in her mouth. Don't worry, it's not a choking hazard. She's fine. I've trapped Pippin and now she can't escape. Oh my gosh, how'd you figure it out? Yeah, it's kind of cozy in there, isn't it? You're welcome to come back in. Here, let me just grab the only thing I need out of here, and then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, it'll be nice just having a really basic piece. I didn't want to throw this into a full-on video because I'm afraid of the beige police knocking on my door. I know I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna wear it, so whatever. Speaking of beige, here is the opposite of a boring beige project. This is a scrappy project that I'm working on, and I need opinions. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I've restarted this project twice now, 3 times. I think this is the 3rd attempt, and I might unravel it again, and I'm disappointed because it kind of took me a while to get this far, even though it's a really chunky yarn. I think I'm using a 9mm needle, which is just insanely huge for me. The last attempt, the needle size was too small, so I went up a needle size, and I love the gauge at this point, but the sweater is huge. And the sibling sweater, which I have gushed on in the past, I only have one warning about the sibling sweater construction, which I know Laura Penrose didn't exactly invent it, I don't think. But I don't know what it's actually called. So if you know, please educate me. I've tried looking it up. I just don't know the search terms for this. And this construction really excels when you're going as wide as your shoulders are. If you go past, then it sags over here. I don't know if you can like see it well. Even after blocking, it kind of ripples and sags if it's falling past your shoulders, because your shoulders stretch it out in a very beautiful and appropriate way. But it's too big, so it just kind of sags in a way that just doesn't look as polished to me. I kind of want to unravel this and do it again, and I'm also not sure if I am in love with the neckline. I went a little bold with it, and I want it to be like a really oversized cowl-y turtleneck situation, but I need to increase, if I was going to do this, I needed to increase the needle size as I move towards the end of the cowl neck. That way it spreads out nicely, because when I try it on, it just kind of rides up like this, and it doesn't stay like perfect and draped at the bottom. You love sitting just out of reach of the camera, but proof of cat. Okay, what if I move the basket? Would you come over here then? It's got Pippin written all over it. Here, I will lay out a project for you. We'll just leave that there and you can decide if you want to lay down or not. And then another issue is on the back, I went with shorter strands of color and I don't love the effect that that has. For comparison, you can see on the front, I went a lot longer with the strands where most of them go all the way across the front. And then I just have a couple here and there where it's short. But on the back, they're all pretty short with just a couple going all the way across. I definitely prefer the look of most of them going all the way across, so I'm not into this vibe on the back. And if you're counting, that's 3 problems that I have with this knit so far. That is too many, and I know that I wouldn't want to wear this, so my options are, 1, I can finish it as is and give it away to someone that might actually appreciate this more than I would. Or option 2, I can unravel it and remake it in a way that I would like. I was leaning towards just finishing it, getting it done, and giving it to somebody else, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like I should just make it the right way. or just following my own advice about remaking things until I get it just right. And then if I find that it's not something that I would wear a lot, then I can give it away to somebody else. This whole project is really my attempt at using up the remaining bits of my Drops Air. I had a huge Drops Air phase, so I have, oh my gosh, I have a ton of it, and you're not even seeing all of it that I've used up so far. And then I think anything I have left, I'm gonna use for maybe a scrappy hat or a scarf or something, so it's literally all gone. So as soon as this project is over, all of my Drops Air completely gone, and I can start from scrap again in that sector. Doing a scrappy project though has been a really great learning opportunity. This one, in case I haven't made it clear, I'm not following a pattern, just the kind of recipe from the sibling sweater for the yoke construction. And then for the scrappiness, I'm using heavy inspiration from the No Limit sweater by Larke Bagger. And looking at it, I should have just freaking followed her pattern. I don't know what I thought I was doing. I think it's because her pattern is bottom up, and I really don't like doing bottom up sweaters. But maybe, just maybe, that would be the way to go, because I could remove this sleeve so that I keep all the sleeve intact, and I'm just removing where it's connected over here. And then I do the second sleeve. And now I know the gauge perfectly, so I know how many stitches to cast on for the body. So maybe I should do this one bottom up. But that is my extra super duper scrappy project. You're not gonna join me for just a little bit? She's kind of switching up her cuddle style. She's been a lot more cuddly like at night and wanting to sleep in bed in between me and my husband, but not so much during the day. Like there are fewer sitting in my lap when I'm recording a video Pippin snuggles, which makes me a little bit sad. Okay, and then the last knitting whip is a vest. So, boop boop doop. This is the Semper Slipover pattern by the Knit Pearl Girl, and I made this years ago. It's just too small, and I didn't know enough about construction theory at the time, so it rides up in the front and it's too big in the back because of the way that the short rows are done. But I really loved having a black basic V-neck sweater vest. It's perfect for wearing to work and dressing up and dressing down. So I wanted to try again, and I am in the process of doing that. I'm using, this is Drops Extra Fine Superwash Merino, and then this is Drops Daisy, which is their non-superwash merino. It definitely, if you see them side by side, you can see how much blacker they can get when they do the non-superwash merino compared to the superwash. And this is going well. I'm just, I ran out of yarn. I just need to order a couple more balls of this, and then I can wrap it up. It's a really fast knit project that you just plow your way through, so I would totally recommend this pattern. It's also really easy to follow. We'll see if it goes well. I think if I really nail the fit on this one, I might make a couple more in various colors or even do like a scrappy version. But I would just like to have a small army of sweater vests that I can wear. Okay, that's it for my whips. I should really get everything back in their project bags before I forget. So I've been keeping pretty busy. I've just been way more willing to unravel things in these more recent years, so it feels like I'm making less and less every year, because I am, but the things I'm making I generally love more. I don't normally do acquisitions when I do these videos, despite them being heavily requested, but I am going to talk about 3 different things that I've acquired, and only one of them is yarn. I have gotten several bits of yarn here and there that you haven't seen, but there's one that I am the most excited about. So I do knit and chats at my local yarn shop. I highly recommend that you try and find ones in your area. I felt like I wasn't getting enough social interaction in my life, especially casual social interaction where you're meeting up with a similar group of people, but it switches out from time to time, and it's just practicing how to be a normal human being, talking to other people, and I've gotten to know some really great people through that. I'm here to confirm that the adage is true. You do have to go out to meet people in person, and you have to like do activities. But the knit and chats are a nice non-committal activity where if you're busy or something pops up, you don't have to feel bad about not going, and it's always there whether you're busy or not. So during the knit and chats, we are allowed to like wander around the store because it's held at a yarn store, and if we see something we like, we can buy it that day. And there is this one yarn that I have had my eye on for ages, but it's so expensive for me that I could just never justify it. And after having looked at it for almost a year now. I decided it was time. I had money saved up and I pulled the trigger. So, oh, I got the most luxurious yarn in the whole wide world. This is Wool Folk Fleck, which is, I think, an extra fine merino. Yep, extra fine merino, and it's color F1. Isn't there a movie called F1 that came out? Like, is that Formula One? I'm pretty sure F is for Fleck because it's got the little speckles in it, and I love little speckles. This is luxurious. This is soft. It doesn't feel itchy. We'll see when I work it up. But I ended up buying an entire sweater's quantity, so I have, I think, 9. With these, I think I'm gonna make myself a Christmas present, and I want it to be an everyday go-to sweater. That's gonna be my preference for a yarn. Like, when I'm spending a lot of money on yarn like this, I want it to be something that I know I'm gonna wear all the time, so I'm gonna wanna go a little bit more basic with it. I also really want to do something where the flecks are really gonna stand out, so just doing a plain stockinette stitch or maybe a 2x2 rib across the whole thing, something like that, where it's just really simple. That is my acquisition for yarn. I am very happy about this, no regrets yet. We'll see when I actually work it up, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just as soft when I go to work it up. Acquisition number 2 is t-shirts that I bought. If you're familiar with the YouTuber Aver P or Aver Paula, she's based in the UK and she has merch, and so I ended up buying 2 of her t-shirts because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So this one is the Knit Club social t-shirt that she has, and then this one is her Granny Square Designs t-shirt, which is so cute. Both of them are 100% cotton and both of them are size medium, so if you're interested in buying some, this is what a size medium looks like on me. I am 5'2" and like 170 to 180 pounds depending on the week. And I ended up just cropping them myself because I like crop t-shirts. I think I've made that clear over the past several videos. So here I am again plugging another YouTuber's merch. I think I'll also, yeah, I'll link to her merch store in the description of this video so that you can check them out yourself. If you're unfamiliar with her YouTube channel, I would absolutely check it out. I will link that in the description too. She does such a good job. She just has a fun sense of style. I think that's a key word for her channel from my perspective, is it's just fun. Not only are her videos well made, she just has a keen eye and a fun sense of style, and it's kind of a sweet spot for inspiration for me, because if this is my style and this is her style, there's a lot of overlap, but they're very distinctly different, and that's why I get so much inspiration. She's also the opposite of boring beige. Everything she does is so full of color and life and interest, so can't recommend her enough. Okay, and my last acquisition is this pile of books behind me. I actually got these a while ago and I don't think I've talked about them yet. So first one is, I bought Larka Bagger's first book a long time ago, Close Knit. Love her book. Super amazing source of inspiration when it comes to scrappy projects and thinking about yarn in a different way. She's sort of the rock star of the knitting world. She's so cool, based out of Denmark, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and fair warning, there is some light nudity in her knitting books. Just be aware. So I ended up picking up her second book. I was a little hesitant for picking up the second book because in my mind I was being silly and I'm like, oh, what more could there be to say? It's very different. There's a lot more to say. This one also, she has a lot more writing in it, and she dives into her relationship with her father and is writing a bit on that. And this is just so good. She's so good at what she does. And the vibe in this one, I mean, the whatever these pages are called, but like the inside cover really encapsulates, and the cover, the vibe that she's going for in this book, which is sort of like teenage girl scrapbook diary. She just has a very unique artistic mind that I am constantly in awe of. Really respect her work. Love that I got this book. Okay, and then these books I thrifted. So the first one is Knitting with the Color Guys. I'm pretty sure this one has got to be like 10, 15 years old, 2012. I had never heard of these guys before, but this whole book is just a love letter to color and creative usages of color in the world of knitting. Love a lot of these patterns. I definitely want to follow some of them myself, but even if I don't, it's just an amazing source of inspiration, which is mostly what I have knitting books for. And I like flipping through them before bed to keep me off my phone, which is just a solid tip in general. If you have trouble staying off your phone at night, but you don't have the energy to actually read a book, grab all the coffee table books that you own and set them on your nightstand. That's what I did. I keep them all by my nightstand right now, and they are so fun to flip through at night. Okay, I got 2 more, and I didn't realize that these are from the same publisher, and even the same author, because they both had sleeves on them that I since have taken off, and the the art styles on them looked incredibly different, so I did not realize that they were the same until after I brought them home and took the sleeves off. Both of these books were published in the 80s, so this was 85 and this was 89, and for being 40 years old, it is in really good condition, so I am happy about that. And oh my gosh, are they just fun? And the style could not be more 80s. I mean that as a compliment, by the way. Tell me this isn't the most 1980s thing you've ever seen. So this one is called Glorious Knits. And then this one is Family Album. So it has kids patterns in it too. And the pictures in this one are kind of my favorite. I take back what I said. This is the most 80s thing I've ever seen. Also, shout out to this book having a ton of men in it. Yeah, there's so many fun projects in here, and it's definitely more an explosion of color in this one, as opposed to this one leans a little bit more neutrals in the use of color. I'll do a video where I go through these books and kind of show the details of them more, but for now, just wanted to like share that I got them and that I am really excited about them. That's all I got for you. Thank you for being here. As always, you're like super amazing and I appreciate you. And thank you for putting up with me talking with my very stuffy nose. I'm really trying hard to not lean on that sound as much, but oh my gosh, I can just feel the like, you don't need to know the details. All right, talk to you later.
Darte mis noches llenas